We have been following along with Marilu Henner on the experience, the journey, the trip, the experience really says it, of being on Dancing with the Stars. Well, we are so happy to talk to her this morning because this was moving. It was perfect.
She skyrocketed yesterday. You broke through.
I know, it was crazy.
You were I couldn't even believe it. I thought you were incredible, and so did everybody else. How did you feel?
Oh, my gosh, I was flying last night. I felt so good. And, Derek said, nobody goes from 7s to 9s. You skip the 8s.
No way. Oh, my God.
That never happens.
It doesn't. I watch it all the time.
I love the genuine inspiration that drove the performance.
Oh, thank you.
Would you mind if I took 1 minute and just played the little package they played before to explain why you were dancing in your mom's
sure.
memory?
Thank you so much.
I just really like this, and it says it so genuinely, so authentic. I just love this. Here is Marilu Henner talking about dancing in her mom's memory.
1978 was like Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. A few weeks after my mother died, I had my final audition for KyXy. I just remember before I walked in, I said, Mom, let's do this together. We'll do this together. Booking KyXy completely changed my life in so many ways.
She became the glue for our show. We were all male cast, all male producers, and she was the lone woman in the mix, and she was our person. She was the one who kept us all together.
This was what her mother wanted for her. She turned it into a tribute to her mother as opposed to any kind of melancholy or sad.
So this week, I'm going to be honoring my mother by dancing the Viennese Waltz to Jack Garrett's Surprise Yourself.
That's beautiful. That feels nice.
Love that. Love that.
Thank you so much. That was Jim Brooks, who created KyXy and also The Simpsons. And then, of course, it was Tony Danza, my buddy on the show. And they were so nice to, let the producers interview them.
I love that. Mom, let's do this.
Yeah, it was really... She passed away... She passed away on May 13th, and my final KyXy audition was June 2nd.
Oh.
It was just a few weeks after she passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, and my mom always wanted to be a dancer, and so we had this little dancing school in our garage, and she taught tap, ballet, and jazz, and social dancing to adults and teenagers, and she would have loved Dancing with the Stars. But the sad thing about my mother is she had such full-blown rheumatoid arthritis, which really kicked in after my father passed away, just the stress from his death, and so she ended up getting the upper vertebrae of her spine disintegrated, shifted out of position, made her paralyzed from the neck down, and she ended up losing her leg the month before she died.
Oh, wow.
So it was terrible. I mean, it was just a terrible way to go.
For a dancer.
I know.
For a dancer. So I'm doing Dancing with the Stars kind of in her memory anyway, and, and she would have loved it. And she would have loved Derek, of course. And so, I felt like last night I was dancing for her.
And last night in your package, it showed you crying because you were so afraid of letting Derek down.
Yeah, sure. He's tough. And, he's won 6 mirror balls, and he's really a very exacting, he loves all the real positions of these different dances. And so, it's getting it in my body because it's so different from the kind of dancing I've done before. I've danced on Broadway, but Broadway-type dancing where you're the person in the middle and all the really good dancers dance around you, it's very different than partner dancing. So,
besides your mom probably being with you last night, what do you attribute your breakthrough to?
I think we just tried a different approach this week. Derek said that. He did a whole article about it, and I think that really worked too. And then I loved the song. It's funny because I had told Derek very little about my mother's story, but I had told him, he said to me, one of the first conversations he and I had, he said, well, why did you get so into health? And I said, well, I lost both of my parents. My father died at 52 of a heart attack. My mom died at 58 of arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and so I didn't want their deaths to be in vain. So, after he died, I put on a lot of weight. After she died, I said, it's not about my weight anymore, it's about my health, so I'm going to get into health. And so he found this song, Surprise Yourself. Then when I told him about my mom's being a dancer and losing her leg and everything else, he couldn't believe it. So, you know, it was like a really intense story for him. But the song was perfect. And it was the last advice she gave me before she passed on is she said, you know, don't ever hold back. She also said, don't end up with the guy you're dating. He's a baby. But they left that part out of the package.
Okay, wait. I tried to Shazam that song. Surprise Yourself by who?
Jack Garrett.
Oh, my gosh. It's such a good song.
It's such a great song.
Oh.
It's such a great song. And the video is great because they show all these people who are kind of getting over their fears. And it's it's a really cool song. I'm sure a lot of people. And it's funny because we were people sort of wanted to talk us out of the song because it wasn't a hugely popular song. Because if you'll notice, a lot of the songs that were played last night were from, you know, songs that people recognize.
Right.
But Derek said, no, I think that people will, you know, Shazam this song and get it on iTunes afterwards.
For real.
So pretty.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You are a contender, Marilu. You are a definite contender, and I'm pulling for you.
Oh,
we all are.
Thank you so much. I hope everybody votes. I think there's still time to vote online.
Oh, good. Okay.
We remember Loretta, and gosh, you sure did it well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Is this the song? Yes, it's good.